Good evening and welcome to the last sleep before the end of the championship. Tomorrow, the 24-25 season ends 12:30 p.m. Judgment Day. It's out of our hands. All we need to do is win, and that is it. It will be decided, and what will be will be. We'll either have another two games with a third at Wembley, or we won't. But I think personally, it's been a good season. We've proved the haters wrong. Looking forward to the new season. We already know that we're potentially going to be having an overseas tour again. So yeah, all good. Without further ado, I will welcome my co-host, co-partner in crime, co-anchor, Omar. How you doing, fella? You all right?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. I'm all good. Excited for this one. Excited for the weekend. As you said, all we've got to do is win, but there is a world where we win and the other two teams above us do win as well, and it rules out any hope. But it feels like if we win tomorrow, it's almost there, isn't it? I suppose with all the fixtures and stuff, and we'll get into also who's playing who. Are we going to win? We'll talk about it in a bit more detail. It's Burnley away. It's a tough one. But, mate, regardless, as you said, it's been a great season. I cannot wait for the 7:35 trade from King's Cross tomorrow. Last away game of the season, potentially. All that you throw into the mix. It's what we do it for. It's exciting. And the fact that we're even talking about it now, last game of the season, 2nd of May, it's fantastic, mate. Long may it continue. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
No, let's see it. Make sure you press the like button. You've got 45 seconds. We'll be back straight after this. Hit the intro. Basically, it was the last time I was going to be able to use that intro as well. So I thought we'd get that in and done from there. So
I was going to say, I'm quite annoyed, mate, because I prefer the other one. You know I do. You didn't play the last one for the last game of the season. Disappointing. You don't have to do it now, though, because they're subjected to one intro. But yeah, I suppose with the playoff goal in it as well, it's fitting.
I was going to play at the end, but yeah.
Do that then.
I like the other one because it builds up tension. The other one doesn't necessarily build it up. This one builds it because it's got all the big games in it. But, you know, hey-ho, that's my choice, my play. Off we go. So, yeah, good welcome to everybody in the chat. Leslie, Millwall. I mean, that's us. Fucking hell. Hello. Steve.
Hello.
Are you the real Andrew Roberts? Good evening. Daily Millwall. Steve. Fucking hell. How many times does Steve want to go? Chris Brown. Peter Sullivan, Mark, Paul, London Line, Born Free, Die Free, evening all, quietly confident, excited for the future either way it goes. My only fear is smacking Burnley 3-0 and Coventry and City win as well. I like the Panorama one. Which one's that? Oh, yeah, that's the one you like. So, yeah. But that Panorama one will stay because... Me being a dickhead, I got sent all the files for it so that we could edit it and put new footage in and everything else. And me being a dickhead and thought that it would never happen, I wouldn't need to save it. Didn't, and then the fella who'd done it's now dead, so I've got no way of fucking doing it. So yeah,
it's a bit of some but you're not wrong. There's also more reason to keep it, I suppose, because we know where it came.
That is why it's got, and also it's got some good clips in it, so yeah, all good. So yeah, we are all good. Right. Good evening, Richard. Hope you're well. Yeah, get the comments in if you are going tomorrow. Are you looking forward to the away day? Only 21 of you have liked so far, so make sure you get those likes in. I suppose I'll go back to what I don't need to go back to because we never really follow it. So, yeah. So, Millwall versus Bromley, even. Yeah, that would be a game and a half, wouldn't it? Not that bad for an away day, but yeah. Millwall versus Burnley tomorrow. It's the final day of the Championship. You're getting up there 7:30 in the morning or leaving at 7:30 in the morning. Up to Turf Moor. Key matches. Burnley have lost one of their last 7 league games against Millwall, 1-3, drawn 3. With that, obviously, the defeat will come earlier in the season. The 1-0 defeat. November the 3rd as well.
Right, so yeah.
November the 3rd, 2024. Millwall seek their first double over Burnley since the 97-98 season. Fuck me, you were 2 then, weren't you?
I would have been, 97-98.
Yeah. Previous results include 1-0 against Burnley 2024, 1-1 in 2023, and Burnley 1-2-0 at Turf Moor in 2022. Burnley are unbeaten in the last 7 championship finals. As such, their final days. They've won 4, they've drawn 3. Millwall historically struggled in Lancashire, winning only 2 of their last 12 away league matches there, drawn 5, lost 5. And Burnley enter the match unbeaten in 32 league games. In fact, they enter the game unbeaten at home all season. And we could ruin that record so that they can't go a full season with being unbeaten at home. How would that feel?
It would, mate. I think also, what is it? They've lost 2 games all season. I think 1 against us, as we've said already. Yeah. They've conceded 15 goals all season. They're on for a good record, obviously. I think the most clean sheets ever in a season, if they keep a clean sheet tomorrow. Everything's stacked up against us. But what do you like most about that is, being a Millwall fan, is we like it when we're the underdog, right? And we've got to play on every bit of that tomorrow. It's just, I mean,
I've got some stats that don't prove that we're that much of an underdog, but yeah, we're
But look, I want to use that, and I'm sure everyone that's connected to Millwall wants to use that, because we thrive on being the club that's, not meant to do things, and we do it, and we prove people wrong out there. And I think, look, tomorrow is that occasion. I don't know if you saw that tweet that went around yesterday as well. I think it was on Twitter, mate. This person called Fixture at their handle was. I don't know if you saw this or not. But Burnley play QPR on the 26th of October. Next match, they were beaten by Millwall, 3rd of November, as we know. Burnley played QPR last Saturday. Next match, Millwall, 3rd of May, tomorrow. And Millwall won a league match in every month of the season. 1 month left, 3rd of May. I'm sure the same applies to Burnley too. But there's some omens, and I like it. It's exciting, mate, nonetheless.
No, it is. So let's look at the season in context as well. So Burnley fighting for the Championship title, level on 97 points with Leeds, but trailing on goal difference to +51 to Leeds, +51 versus Leeds, +64. Millwall occupying 7th place with 66 points, needing victory and favourable outcomes elsewhere for the playoffs. Stats. Burnley average 1.47 per goals per match. Millwall 1.02. Millwall excel in aerial duels. Millwall has aerial duels of 26.18 per match. Burnley 15.71. Millwall dominate defensively with more balls recovered, 92.53 versus 80, and interceptions of 40.96 versus 36.31. Burnley leading in passing accuracy, 85% versus Millwall 76%. But reading there, with the fact that we are so strong defensively, and the fact that we've got a few people what can score goals when they need to, I honestly feel a little bit confident about tomorrow. I think they will probably underestimate us, and I think that we might just fucking upset the apple cart or the apple tree, mate.
Apple cart.
There we go, apple cart as well. So yeah.
Look, mate. It's just I'm just happy to be in this position. I think also something I feel like.
What you mean? You mean doing a podcast with me on a Friday night?
Mickey's doing a Frankie. Well, yeah, but Mickey's doing a Frankie from Steve there. To read all the stats out. I think. Look, either way, we can't draw. I know Chris Brown says here we could do a draw if results go away. I'm pretty sure because of the goal difference swings elsewhere. I think unless Coventry get battered, which I don't see happening. But I think also Middlesbrough can leapfrog us because they're playing each other. So a draw doesn't do it tomorrow. It really doesn't. And if Burnley have their chances with Leeds, I mean, Leeds have got, I think, Plymouth away, maybe. And obviously, Plymouth have got a good record against top 10 sides. But they're basically relegated. So Leeds will be fancying lifting the title tomorrow down in Plymouth. And I think that's also hopefully something that plays in our favour. If Leeds could take an early lead and look like they're not going to lose against Plymouth, and maybe that means Portsmouth. That means Burnley might want to take their foot off the gas. Look, it's all that, and also the only omen that I can try to hold to as well is Burnley without Ian Fleming. We all know about Ian Fleming and what he's got to offer. And I think if he played tomorrow, I'd be a bit more fearful. Look, Burnley are a good football side. They've got players in their side that they can name 2 11s and they'll probably give us a game. All different types of players they can throw into the mix. It's as I keep banging the drum about all the time. For Mills to succeed at this level, clubs need to be poorly run. But Burnley have such a good back-in. They have good owners. They have finances to spare. They've got the parachute money. It's no surprise Leeds, Burnley are up there at the top and dominating this division. And we have nothing to lose, as Mark Murphy says there. It's a real chance. The players will be probably in the training ground all week thinking, what can we do to cause the upset? And one thing we've got in our favour as well is Alex Neil's a great manager to set up against sides and find their weaknesses too. So, yeah, I think, as Chris Brown says, they miscount the goal difference. We have to win tomorrow. To have a chance, we have to win because of the fixtures elsewhere. So, and if we do win, I think we'll have enough to do it. And I think we'll get in the playoffs. But you never know. You never know, Mickey.
Chris says, "Oh yeah, sorry, Omar, I miscalculated the goal difference."
Yeah, so that's my point there, because obviously because the teams play against each other, we have to win. That's the fact. We have to win tomorrow to have a chance.
No, that's it. I mean, I've done a Burnley show the other night, and I said to him on there, I said, "Do you really?" I said, "Look, I'm confident. I think we're probably winning, and I'll go into predictions later on." But I said to him, realistically, if you find out, which you will, you find out that Leeds are thumping Plymouth before half time, 3-0. I said, are you really telling me that your players are going to want to risk being injured or getting an injury through going out of their way for the rest of that game? I said, I think if you find out you're 3-0, that Leeds are 3-0 up and you ain't going to be winning the title, I think your boys will take their foot off the gas, and I think that would just play into us. Because he said to me, he said, "Oh, you play like 5-3-2-1, etc. How do you think you're going to set up?" And I went, the trouble is, you don't know how he's going to set up. I said, but I could see him going 4-4-2 and just absolutely fucking going for it. I said, or he could just literally go, 5-3-2-1. I said, and just literally sit back and bring you to us. I said, you just don't know, but he is one of the managers what do have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D, all the way through the alphabet. So I think that's what's going to make it an exciting game.
Yeah, I feel like if I was to try it, even envisage it, I can't. Just thinking about the game tomorrow makes me even more nervous, right? But I think I want to try and keep it to a 45-minute game almost, and by that, keep it as tight as possible in the first half. It's hard to do with a team like Burnley that are scoring goals, have, the best clean sheet record in the league, and they've got their own things to go for. And also, it's going to be a party there tomorrow because it's their final game of the season. They've done the job they wanted to do this season. Everything stacked against us makes us really big outsiders. I think we're 5-1 for tomorrow. Look, we're taking a big following. I think the question's been asked in the chat. What's our following tomorrow? I think we've sold 2,283, maybe. I read something earlier. The club putting out their normal, equality statement and stuff to make sure that, everyone's well behaved tomorrow and all that stuff. But I think they said 2,283 fans will be in attendance tomorrow. Great following, 12:30 in Burnley. But I think for me, the key thing for me that I'm sure it will be from travelling faithful, but everyone's got to just appreciate the season it's been. Even if we lose 4-0 tomorrow, at the end of the game, we've still got to show the appreciation to the players of the season they've given us, I think, because it's been a great season. Nonetheless, regardless of what happens tomorrow, And I'm super excited for next season. It's a shame the season's going to end tomorrow if we don't make it into the playoffs. But, it's going to be a case of just give your heart and soul tomorrow and see where it takes us. And I think that's guaranteed tomorrow for sure from our end, I feel like.
It feels as if you've been possessed by Alex Grace and Jay Thomas. Because normally you say about, a sentence with about 8 words in, but today you seem to be saying sentences with about 333 words in.
Well, at least I'm not like every 5 seconds like you, eh? So let's move on, shall we?
At least I'm accepting gracefully that I'm bald.
You can give it, mate. Don't worry, it's fine. Give it.
No worries at all, mate. I can. Yeah. So yeah. I think there's going to be a lot more than 2.5 hours in there tomorrow, mate. Especially as Burnley's decided to do it as an e-tablet or an e-ticket. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it's definitely going to be a game to enjoy. I think the party atmosphere is going to be there, and I think it's probably one of the games all season that Millwall, yes, they need to win, but it's out of their hands, isn't it?
It's just do what we can do tomorrow, right? Win the game and go down fighting. And look, it's such a big task, and it's insurmountable as a word that Alex Grace might say, and throw a bit more big words in. It's a conundrum for us tomorrow, Mickey. But look, mate, we're going to go out there, blood, sweat, and thunder, and give it absolutely everything.
Oh, dearie me. That's quite funny, by the way.
Fan on the board.
Oh, that's a good point there, actually. Imagine you go there tomorrow, yeah? And we absolutely fucking annihilate them, right? And we're in the playoffs, and whatever else happens, or we go up and whatnot. For all you ticket collectors as such, or the ones that like to keep momentums, it's on your fucking phone.
You can find a way to get a printed ticket if you really want to. I had the same thing with England when we got to the Euros final. You can, if you want to get a printed ticket, people can remake them online and stuff. But yeah, you're right, 100%. That is true. It's the new future, mate. I think Chelsea put something out on their social media the other day. I saw to the effect that they've gone completely e-ticket going into next season. So there's no stubs being available to try and get rid of the whole kind of touting and all that stuff. So it's the future, mate, isn't it? And that's where everything comes into. It's the QR code, isn't it? And trying to be moving forward the times, but also it has the perks to the club where they. So that's what
I don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe when people go, "Oh, it's moving with the times." It's just no, it's not. It's basically because it's easier to count. It's easy to clamp down on wrongdoing. It's like all these clubs and all these venues will go, we're going cash free. No, you're going cash free because one, you might not take loads of cash and it costs you in banking, or you get hit with so much counterfeit cash on the games you're open or on the days you're open, you just don't want it anymore. So you basically we've gone this way and make it look as if you're a result. So yeah.
Yeah, well, but also I think there's other benefits to that, isn't there? They get the email address for everyone that buys a ticket and all that stuff, retention. Yeah, there's unbelievable things that they can gain from that sort of stuff. But the way it goes, mate, everyone's got a smartphone nowadays pretty much. And look, I don't mind it. I've got mine sitting right here on there, and I don't have to worry about checking my pocket every 5 seconds for a ticket because that's how I am. So I do get it. I
get it. I get it with all the CRM. I was looking at a CRM system today, and literally it was terrifying, the amount of information you can have. Like literally from me putting an email address in for a customer, I can basically see every page they've gone on our website, what they've clicked on and everything else. And you just think like, it's just getting too scary nowadays, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Everything's about data and storing and yeah.
You can go further as well, though, and say the whole like crypto world, mate, because that's all unique codes and stuff. So I think that's what it's going to get to. The old NFTs, like that is basically a QR code for all intents and purposes, mate.
NFTs, you're a scam.
But I'm saying, like, if people really buy into this world of it, we're going on a full tangent mode here. But
I'm surprised.
An NFT is the same QR code.
Yeah, pretty much. I am surprised that there isn't certain Millwall podcasts what haven't done NFTs yet. But yeah, maybe we'd be the first, eh? Yeah. Basically, buy a picture. What's only available digital what's worth a fortune, but is anyone ever going to buy it? No. So yeah. Or
Move on.
I don't know. Yeah.
Next on your show notes, Mickey, mate, that you played so hard for today's show, mate.
Basically, this one was quite good, to be fair. So Millwall ranked first for the season on defensive points, according to AI, of 497, and dual AI points, they've got 510. So they're first for defence and duels. Check bad game.
No, it's not. That's just the story of our season. Unbelievable defensive, not so good going forward.
Overall, Millwall are. I don't know if this could be a what do you call it? Ben's Burners in the chat. I don't know if this is coincidental or potentially where we could finish. Overall, Millwall are 6th place on AI points with 2,043.
Okay. Where's this from?
From I can't pronounce. The stat. That's it.
So yeah, look, I think if we had a more sufficient attack for most of the season and kept the defensive solidity we've got, mate, Tanganga, Cooper, Brian, Leonard, all playing their part this season defensively, Jensen in goal, all this you throw into it. If they all stayed, if everyone was fit there at the back and that was taken care of, great. But going forward, it's just, the players been injured, Aziz having these injury spells, obviously the Serb not getting the opportunity from the start of the season. You throw all of it into the mix. If Langstaff hit off from the get-go, and if we had that attacking outlet throughout the whole season, you do have to think we probably should have been in the playoffs by this point of the season. I don't think it's too unreasonable to say, really, to be honest, because even if you think back to November time when things were quite rosy under the previous manager, I won't say his name, but we were in the playoffs. Let's not forget, we're 5th place at that time of the year. You're shaking the head, mate, but we did beat Burnley. We did beat Leeds at home, didn't we? We had all these games where we turned up, done the business, was in playoffs, wasn't sustainable, clearly. But, but for that little run over Christmas, you don't know what could have happened this season, mate. If Alex Neil was in charge from the start of the season, there you go.
No, I agree with you. I mean, if Tango was fit from the start of the season, we wouldn't have lost so many goals and we would have probably been okay. And if we beat Blackburn, we wouldn't be in this position now. We'd be in the playoffs. We wouldn't need to worry.
Yeah.
Realistically, we'd be sitting there on 69 points now. We'd be, in 5th, and no one really would have been able to beat us and knock us out. Goal difference would have been there.
It does beg the question: is Blackburn going to be the club to ruin our playoff aspirations again?
Right? I didn't want to say that at all, but there is a strong chance, isn't there?
Yeah, well, look, that game is the anomaly of play, isn't it? What is it, 8 wins or 9 wins or something stupid, and that one defeat sitting there at Blackburn. But look, it's just one-off game. Is Roberts going to be back tomorrow as well? There's a comment from Gaz Lyon there.
There's a lot of rumour flying around, but I don't know if he is or isn't. I've not seen it confirmed by anyone. Have you? I
don't know. I think the rumour was he'll be potentially back.
But to be fair, would you put it out there?
Well, no, you wouldn't, I suppose. He says, I don't think Roberts will be back tomorrow. It's both on 21 keepers, not in the under 21 game today. The only thing I'll say back to that, Gaz, is typically they travel with 3 goalies and they have 2 in the squads. And one will be as a third, kind of in case of any injuries whilst up there, firstly, but also for when they train on the pitch and stuff. So I feel like Roberts will be back, and that's just from what's been said online. And I would personally throw him straight back in. I'm sure that's a question for later on in the show. But yeah, I think there was a comment you had up earlier, Mickey, about Coburn. Wouldn't it be funny if he scores the goal to keep Borough out of the playoffs, considering he's on loan to us?
Yeah, that was from John Parr. John Parr said, can Coburn score in the last minute and stop Borough making the playoff? And that would just cement his legendary status, wouldn't it? If we stopped them getting anywhere in. All right, Hall of Famer.
He's legendary. Look, if he scores the goal to get to the playoffs, I don't think he'd be a legend. But
if he scores a hat trick, then each game from now till Wembley. So yeah, I'm also worried about how much Wembley's going to be. I mean, I just think that Wembley's gone up since the last time we were there, and I think they just ripped the arse out. How much do you reckon? I reckon it won't be cheaper than 75 quid a ticket. I reckon
Yeah,
you're probably looking 130 quid a ticket.
Yeah, 90, 100 quid, 130 quid a ticket for sure. Definitely.
I don't know. We'll see. So I've done a little bit of a run-in as well within a couple of the playoff games, obviously Middlesbrough, Coventry and Sheffield, Blackburn. Middlesbrough or Coventry, Middlesbrough. Coventry result crucially affects Millwall's playoff ambitions. Middlesbrough overall AI points 2,119. Edge Coventry 2,049. So, according to the AI, then Coventry is fifth. Coventry is superior defensively and in duels, while Middlesbrough excels offensively and in passing. So it is going to be a battle of attack versus defence, pretty much, with that game. And if I'm honest, I'd like neither to win. I'd like it to be a draw, but I prefer Coventry to get beat so they're out of the playoffs, just so that, we can give a little bit of a shame it didn't work out to Lampard and Edwards.
Yeah, I know. Well, Lampard's obviously gone there to get him into the playoffs. It'd be funny if he misses out. I think they've been on really bad run of form, but as of Middlesbrough, if I had to really have a bet tomorrow, I feel like Coventry get over the line tomorrow and they win their game. I'm hoping Bristol City against Preston could do us a favour, which I'm sure you'll come on to next. So, yeah, I'm hoping that's a favour. So, I feel like Bristol City is a side that...
Let's talk about them now. Just talk about them now, then we'll come on to Sheffield United and that in a minute.
So, Bristol City, obviously, their last couple of games, they lost 4-0 to Leeds on Monday night. They lost 3-1 to Luton the week before. Obviously, Luton have beat Bristol City and Coventry of late in their survival bids to obviously submit their place last weekend. Great scenes, by the way, when the goal went in last week around the Den when Luton scored. But obviously, they've kind of hit up a bit of bad run of form and have this jeopardy now and the chance for us to get above them, really. I think it's the goal difference conundrum again, really, for us. And that's the problem. So we have to win tomorrow. That's no doubt about it whatsoever. But there is a world where Blackburn can sneak into, and Middlesbrough is obviously playing Coventry. Middlesbrough last time out drew 0-0 at home to Norwich, and they fluffed their lines and obviously lost 2-1 the week before to Sheffield Wednesday. So, yeah, it's
Preston can go. Can Preston? I mean, there has to be a big goal swing, but can Preston can go down tomorrow, couldn't they?
Yeah, I think Preston are playing obviously Bristol City. If they lose and Luton decide to beat West Brom away and Hull win at Portsmouth, Preston can go down. They could definitely go down. I think Derby and Stoke are playing each other.
Yeah,
and there's a thing online that if Derby and Stoke both draw, they're both guaranteed to stay up, and they're both playing each other. So if you're looking to lump some money on tomorrow, have a bet on a draw at the Pride Park tomorrow, because it feels like if they both play out a draw, they'd be quite happy with that, I think, at this stage of the season. But if Preston do get a result, to keep themselves up for sure, it'll do us a massive favour, because I think that's the only team I can see us catching, really. I think Coventry winning against Borough tomorrow.
Trouble is, don't think Plymouth, it don't matter if they win now either, does it? I think goal difference is too...
Yeah, they're basically down. Their goal difference is so drastically off. I think they got to win 15-0 against Leeds. That's not happening, is it? Let's be honest. Be funny.
Yeah, 14-0, yeah, I don't...
Also, we're forgetting Plymouth, because we want Leeds to spank them tomorrow, because for our game.
I don't know. Yeah, look,
that's what we want.
I'm never ever going to sit there and say I ever want to see Leeds win.
Well, you're talking about your ass, because I did that Monday night as well, quite happily, because Bristol City losing gave us a chance to catch them tomorrow. And I want Leeds to win tomorrow, so that Burnley don't have to worry about trying to win the title, mate. I'm happy to tell you that. So it's for me, it's a fact for sure. I will happily say I want Leeds to win tomorrow, so Burnley can't win the league, and then therefore it affects the Burnley players and gives us a small glimmer. I'll say it.
I'm going to clip that, but I'm not going to put any of the other bit outside of I want Leeds to win tomorrow. That's it. That's all I'm going to clip.
And anyone that's
got it, and then if they see it, and if anyone sees it going across socials, like it and share it, and we just see how far and far between. Also, pie face. That mean he'll be going back down, wouldn't it? As long as he don't go back on the pies, eh?
Yeah. But no, it's look, we'll see. What's the next topic anyway, Mickey? Come on, move us on, mate.
Christopher Ballard says, hopefully Preston draw at Bristol City, Coventry to draw, and us to win 1-0 from a corner. So, yeah.
I like it.
So then my other point was Sheffield United versus Blackburn Rovers.
Mm-hmm.
Blackburn must win to maintain their playoff hopes. Sheffield 2,123 AI versus Blackburn's 1,009. Sheffield had advantages in offensive and defensive areas, but Blackburn slightly better in duels and passing. To be honest, Sheffield needs to spank them so they stay where they are, and
it's guaranteed anyway. It's guaranteed to Sheffield United.
I just don't. I want to play them second. I want to play them. Would you want to play? I'd rather play them in the final. To be fair,
I think it's a question to the chat as well. If we make the playoffs, who would you rather play? In third place, you have Sheffield United. Fourth place, you got Sunderland. And if we finish fifth, we'd obviously play Sunderland both legs. If we finish sixth, we'd play Sheffield United. Who would we rather play? I think personally, over 2 games, I fancy us more. Probably against. Look, we've had a better record this season against Sheffield United, haven't we? Also, we won at Bramall Lane and stuff. I just think I'd rather play Sunderland, from the games. I actually would.
What, for the final, you mean? Or
no, for the semi-final. I've been saying Sheffield United all week, but now I think about it and how we played Sunderland at Stadium Blight, I don't think they were that impressive. I really don't. And I think they've started to fall off the wagon a bit. So, look, we play who we play, as Daddy Mill says there, of course. But if you had a preference, look, yeah, at the moment, I just want to win tomorrow, 1 game at a time. Like that says, of course, it is 1 game at a time. But realistically speaking, is this all a non-conversation anyway? It seems
it, doesn't it? Millwall, Daily Mill says we play, let the gods decide. Sheffield United, easy pickings with his tactical knowledge over Wilder. That's a good point. Blackburn, definitely our bogey team.
They are haunting us.
Steve says if we get there, we can up anyone. Yeah,
we are up anyway, he says, mate.
yeah.
Read it right. Yeah.
Players to watch tomorrow: Burnley, Josh Brownhill, 16 goals, 6 assists. Is it Jadon Anthony, 7 goals, 7 assists? For us, it's Ivanovic on 11 goals and Femi on 5 assists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think probably they are the players to watch, to be fair.
Yeah, they are, mate. Of course they are. It's
but I would probably say that Coburn's probably one as well, because he's he looks. By the way, when he missed that goal, you can say if you watch the replay as such and the highlights, you can say that dirty fucker fucking shoved him in the back just as he was going to take the shot. So yeah, we apologise. We were, your name was mud where we were sitting.
His chance in the first half when he's through on goal.
Yeah,
he should have scored it.
Yeah, but watch the replay. Watch the highlight of it.
He
gets shoved. He's just about to boot it, and the gaze has shoved him. So he's got no power, no nothing for it, mate.
Yeah, but he could have.
He was obviously going to be leaning back to take the shot to pop it over the keeper, and he couldn't. As he went to lean back, the gaze had just shoved him. So he's just gone forward. Watch it, and you'll see what I mean.
I know what you mean, but that's not uncommon in any position for most of them strikers. I think he could have held him off and tried to finish it. It was a poor effort on goal, but we move on. I still like Coburn. There's something about him that I still like about him. You've gone back to liking him now, because Saturday you thought he was a cunt. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him. I like him, and then all of a sudden it went, he's got nothing. He's not there. No. When you watch a game of football, mate, a lot of things happen during a game. All right, you get the highs and lows of the emotions. I still can't decide it with Coburn. This is my point. Like, I like it's his gangly nature. He's almost got he's nicknamed Crouchy only through the squad and stuff. I feel like there's something about it that makes him awkward to play against. But you can't doubt that he can't finish, mate. His finishing is so hit and miss. The goal against Sheffield United was superb. The chance at Blackburn when it was 2-1, it's gone to the back post. He's got to get ahead of it. He jumps too early and makes a mess of it. The chance on Saturday. But that said, he's got a good partnership going with the Serb at the minute, and the pair of them seem to be in tandem. So, and he gives his all. And I know people hate that comment. He gives his all. Is that the only requirement? No, it's not. But there's something about Coburn that I can see a player in there. But the longer the days go by, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard one to quantify with him.
Join in next week for more from Agent Scout Omar. Fucking, there's a player in there. You can't. He's all right. There is something about him, but I think a lot of it that he's just young.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You like that comment from John Pruden, mate? It's at the bottom.
Time for Langscarf to yes, mate. Fucking have some of that.
Time for Langscarf to score. I feel 90th minute.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I feel it's time for him to score a hat trick. 90, 92, and 94. There you go. Do you know what I mean? I wonder what the odds were in there. Poor fucker probably won't even get on, but yeah. It is what it is, isn't it? Bless him. But yeah, no.
It is. Drink.
We've got a few more about Burnley here. We're finished on there, and then I think we just go over the season, I think, Omar, and obviously just where we've been and see what viewers are saying and whatnot, and just look at there, mate, because I think there's some standout points. I know you will probably no doubt be doing a full-on season review and examining your Millwall finish 19th comment. So yeah, from the beginning of the season.
What did I say?
I can't remember. What did you say? I thought you said 19th.
It was 19th. It might have been 19th. Look, we'll come on to it now then. So we'll come back to the Burnley game in a bit and what our teams will be. But yeah, look, going to this season, I was very cautious about it all because we didn't look at the squad we've got now. We didn't have that at the start of the season. Well, at the time we recorded it, mate, Aziz wasn't a player here. Ivanovic wasn't a player here. Coburn wasn't a player here. It wasn't made out of just like out of nowhere. Jensen, I think, just signed for us. Or I think he was in the process of signing when I done that video.
When did the Serbs? The Serbs signed in the summer, didn't he?
He signed on deadline day.
Yeah, in the summer.
Yeah, but when you do a preseason prediction, you do it.
No, I'm not saying that with yours. I'm just saying that. Yeah, when you did it, we didn't have the players. But what I'm saying is that if we had have had Alex Neil at the beginning, I mean, he could have been on double, 20, 25 goals this season, couldn't he? If he was playing from the beginning and had someone who could bring him out, someone who was qualified to teach him to, be the player he is.
Ifs, buts, and maybes, but you can't, he needed at the start of the season, if Alex Neil's in charge and we still had the players we did, you don't know what would happen this season. I think, look, we had to land on our feet. We obviously lost our goalie in the summer. Tragic way for it to happen as well. And that was one thing to deal with. Then, obviously, we had Roman F at the start of the season. He's gone on. We had to then sign more players in January. It's been an awkward season.
That's what I said to Blackburn. I said, the last two seasons have been seasons from hell, what you wouldn't expect anyone to have. So, I said to him, obviously some of their fans won't know, our lot will, but you think we lost JB 4th of July, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We start the season mourning. So we mourn for that season. Neil Harris pulls it out of the bag and the players go on a good run. Again, a bit like we've done this season where we basically, kept a great defensive sheet and everything else the last half of the season. And then we go through the summer, everything else, looking forward. We've paid our respects to JB. We move forward, and then we get the news on Sarkic. And Sarkic's first game was mourning JB, and then Jensen's first game in goal is mourning Sarkic. So we're a team what suddenly had 2 years of first games of the season, remembering players or connected people to the club sadly passing. And could we finish this season with a lot of joy and an open top bus?
I don't know what we'd do if we won, mate. Remember they done the open top when we got to the FA Cup final 2004? That was good, to be fair. I remember that as little kids. I remember that. It'd be a nice way to do it, wouldn't it? For sure, mate. After 2 seasons of turbulence, yeah. For this season, mate, it's been mad. But
We've had
great.
so much turmoil. We've had so much turmoil this season from, the certain pods out there with the agendas against Gallon and the fact that, I mean, you go into it and go, right, our chairman died, unfortunately, and his son's come in to take over. We get through that season, and then we lose Sarkic. We then get rid of our CEO, our COO, and our head of recruitment in what no one saw coming. It's been a year of surprises, to be fair, because no one saw it. Gone. We then get in a new keeper to replace Sarkic. And then you look through it and you go, we're getting a new director of football, what some people absolutely fucking hated. We had the manager come out going, I've got no involvement in these transfers, which, whether or not you believe or disbelieve or whatever way, is neither here nor there. But we had a manager at war with the board and the head of recruitment and other fans jumping on the agenda train. And you just look at it and you just go like, where we were 6-8 months ago with everything, it was looking as if we were basically self-imploding. And then all of a sudden, we were being rumoured to have Bloomfield, or looking at Mowbray, looking at Robbins, looking at Schumacher, even, Schumacher, isn't it?
Yeah. Schumacher, yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you now look at where they've gone, and they're not doing great. Yet Alex Neil applied for the job. And at the time, people were, I don't know. But now, where we are now, Alex Neil done the same with Sunderland. Came in late, got them to the playoffs, done the same with Norwich. And you just look at it and you go, is it fucking written in the stars? Could it really, really happen? And I mean, there's a few bits, we've done it on socials and stuff, where I've sat there and asked the wider fan base, not just our fan base, the wider fan base, and said, would you want Millwall in the Prem for just one season? And the amount of people what are so pissed off with the Prem are like 100%. Millwall would take the Prem back to the old day. It would just be absolute carnage, but it would be fucking brilliant, wouldn't it?
It would be, mate. It's what everything and more we wish for, hope for, want. I want just one season as well. I'll be honest, like one season, so I get to go to all the grounds, tick them off, see Mill play there. Thank you very much. Does it come this summer? I mean, if it did,
it'd be unbelievable. If it did, it'd be unbelievable.
Couple of windows, it has to be that on steroids, because we need to get a lot of players in and go again. Because the squad is not made for the Premier League, of course it isn't. But it'd be a nice problem to have for one season, of course it would be. And you're right, mate. It's the adversity maybe has got us to that position that you just never know. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, the more I'm excited for tomorrow. But then I can equally know Burnley could turn up and absolutely pop us off the field. But regardless of tomorrow's result, it's been a great season, and hopefully we get some stability over this summer, and we're in prime position to go again, mate. Yeah, who's dying
I do love our sick fucking our Millwall fucking thingy humour. But no, listen, hopefully fucking no one. I tell you who will be dying next summer, it will be the Premiership. Because if we don't get there this summer, we're definitely getting there next. You know what I mean? I think it's fucking hell. It's like, yeah, not Mickey's hair. Thanks. So look, I mean, Andy Hubbard says, look, if we needed a draw against Cardiff, we'd probably lose 3-2. Burnley, perfect. Dunkirk, Drift. We'll love it.
I don't know where he's gone back, to be honest.
No, I don't know where, but yeah.
I do think it's like a cup final tomorrow for the players. And I know there is a world where both Bristol City and Coventry win, but it's great positions being where, look, you're going to one of the best sides in the league.
Remember that?
Yeah, the Bournemouth game a few seasons ago, Parker was managed both of them. It will have an end-season feel to it, I think, from their side, Burnley, because I don't think they think Leeds are going to drop points at Plymouth. I really don't think they'll feel that way. So we've got to play on everything we can and go out there, guns and firing, ain't they, mate? That's what
the only. I mean, when I did the show with him the other day. The only thing what they were sort of banking on was that they could get to the end of the season without being beat
at home. You mean,
at home. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I saw the clip last Saturday. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, where I think someone posted, it was a Championship fan page saying, if anyone wondered Burnley were done for their season on the beach, watch this clip. And there was a clip with a QPR player running down the wing. I think it was 4-0 at this point, and there's about 5 Burnley players just swarming around him because they're playing for this record, ain't they? The most clean sheets, and also the fact they've only conceded 15 goals all season. I'm under no illusions tomorrow's going to be a tough task, mate. No illusions whatsoever. But got to try and find some sort of avenue to think, yeah, there's a chance. Because I'll be on that train tomorrow morning, mate, and I'll be buzzing. And I'll be thinking, what can we do today? Because it's just, yeah, it's a nice position to be in, isn't it? I don't think it will happen, but it'd be nice if it did, mate. There you go. I said it.
Well, what if it don't happen? Who cares? To be fair, that's it. That's it. That's the thing, is that even if it don't happen, I just don't think we've got anything to lose. It doesn't matter, does it? You know, if we win, it's a result. Absolutely. Other than that, I don't. So yeah.
I think, I think I've missed. I actually could get the numbers up, but regardless, it's it's been a season following the club up and down the country that I love.
You've only missed 2 or 3 games, did you? In fact,
I'll tell you. I think I missed 5 this season. I want to say as many as 5 games at home and away this season. So for me, it's always nice when you get towards the end of the season and you're not worrying about going down. I think I saw us play every game the year we went down under Holloway and Harris that year. But when you get to the last game of the season, you're almost looking forward to it to end, almost. Especially the last 7 or 8 seasons where we had that one season with the chance on the final day of the season against Blackburn, and that was a great feeling going into that game. The nerves were something else. It's the same tomorrow, but it's a shame the season's ending almost the way we've been playing of late, and it's been a great season, mate. It's a nice feeling watch us play every week and feeling excited to watch your team play. That's the minimum thing we ask for, and that appreciation will be shown at full time from me anyway. And I'm pretty sure everyone else there tomorrow, 2,300 just under. It'll just be what a season. Thank you very much. And if it goes on for 2 more games at a minimum, mate, it'll be a fun journey back home on that train as well, I'll tell you.
That's it, isn't it? It'll be fucking carnage on that train. So, yeah. I mean, there is something. What I just wanted to sit there and hit on is Alex Neil the most Millwall manager who you didn't know you needed till he come? I just think he gets us. I really do think he gets us, and he's just. I don't know. I've never felt so comfortable with a manager who's never been with us coming in than I do with him.
Not since Kate Jackett, really. We think of Kate Jackett external in that sense. Obviously, Harris had his history and is a legend. Thank you, everyone. But Jackett came in and felt like he got us. I think that was always my one requirement I wanted someone to come in that is a figure that will take no shit. And Alex Neil does on the outside strike that real kind of leader figure at Millwall. He doesn't take any prisoners, you can tell, and he really wants to set an example of how these teams are going to play and drives into them that we've got to give our all. But also he's got a very different feel to him where he's in game now. He's very proactive as a manager with his changes. And, I think there's been a few appointments in the, you could talk about, Joe Edwards, you could talk about Gary Rowett, these people. Gary Rowett done well for us when you look at his record for the 4 seasons that he completed with us. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. But if it never felt like Rowett actually got us as fans, and towards the end that was very evident. But I think Alex Neil does enjoy being at his club, the atmosphere it's created, and I think he was surprised about it a little bit as well. And he is a match for us for sure.
I think you're right with what you said there. I think Gary Rowett wanted to get. It's a bit like Holloway. They think they got us, but they never really did.
Well, the fact was, mate, when we had the sellouts at the Dem, the big games, the big occasions, Gary Wright's sides always fell short, I felt like.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I know about, you know what I think about Neil Harris's sides when there's a full house, then Harris gets a side up every day of the week. Of course he does. But Alex Neil's got that same sort of feel to it. He sets teams up, gets players out there, they put performance on. Saturday, we won 1-0, we held on for dear life and got over the line. He's got that kind of grittiness that he's really started to stamp into this side, I think. That suits it, as well as a bit of a sprinkle of flair throughout the team, really.
No, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. But I just, I think, I don't know. It's hard to sit there and say. It's as if this club was made for him. Everything around it has just fitted together. You know, the fact that we got the French fella, you know, on how we got him. We've got, you know, the Serb. You know, we managed to sell SA for as much as we did. We sold Fleming for as much as we did. We've done all of this, and you look at it and you just go like, honestly, hand on heart, I don't think we would have done any of that come a year and a half ago. I just don't think we would have done any of that at all.
No, the club's moved forwards for sure, upstairs and downstairs. You know, it's a weird downstairs place.
Who are?
It's true though. Like the club's moved on, like, and then, you know, we see what the club's trying to do on match days. They're trying to bring more revenue to the club. The club's being run in a very different manner to what we're used to as fans. Some people don't like the change. I'm somewhere in the middle of Bale, really. It had to happen for the clubs to try and compete in this division. And we're starting to see the early signs of it, for sure. And, you know, Alex Neil is one of those big crucial points they've got right. It's fair to say they got it wrong with Joe Edwards, very wrong. But that was, you know, the old remit, but also with, you know, Jimmy in charge. This is the first time where it feels like everything's settled in the back room and on the, you know, at the top level. It's a great feeling. It's a less of a problem to have, for sure, isn't it? And it seems like it's a stable round football club again, which hasn't been for a couple of years since obviously the untimely death of John Barrelson.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. And then off the pitch, that's one thing. On the field, we're doing it as well. And yeah, as Steve Chilwell says, Scottish managers have been our best managers. John Docherty, Mark McGee. Non-English managers, because I could throw Kay Jackett in there as well, being Welsh. And then Mick McCarthy, he's Irish. It's interesting, isn't it? The British shores of bringing in, you know, managers from different places that seem to do the.
But it's always the Scottish ones sort of sounding really done. And also, if you look at Docherty, things changed. He had a new, you know, we got a new manager. We started focusing on youth and building youth through. You hear my dog?
Yes, mate.
Shut
Don't come burgle his house, guys. He's got a big dog.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
He's got a big fucking dog. Eat your fucking heart out.
Let's just say that. By the way, if there are already divs, and just because you see me on YouTube, I do it from my own fucking house. Yeah, and I don't think it'll be pretty. You know, at all. So yeah, thanks for that. So yeah.
Next topic, mate. Come on.
I don't know where I am. So yeah, let you go. Go. You can bring up a topic.
Let's start to talk about tomorrow's game in a bit more detail then, mate. And let's start to talk about what our lineups are likely to be, shall we? And I'll ask
you. You tell us what's the lineup going to be, Omar?
My lineup tomorrow, I have got Liam Roberts returning in goal, provided he's fit. Harsh on Evans after last Saturday. I see a lot of people debating this. Actually, I asked the question to the chat as well. Would you have played Evans tomorrow, or if Roberts is available, would you start Liam Roberts? For me, there's going to be shots rained on that goal tomorrow, and I know there's obviously a lot of pressure on Roberts. There's a lot of real kind of fear about obviously how his mental welfare is and how he's feeling at the moment. But I think you've got to play Roberts tomorrow because Evans played great last Saturday, but there's going to be a lot of pressure tomorrow in this game. And I don't think he rose to the occasion last Saturday and he grew into the game, but I'd worry about starting the young goalie personally tomorrow. So yeah, Robertson goal for me. I'd have a right back, which was also a talking point from last Saturday, but I'd keep him in, Tristan Kramer. Ryan Leonard obviously has been outstanding at right back over the last couple of seasons. But for me, I would personally have Crammer continue, and he was immense last week, and there'll be a lot of problems to deal with tomorrow. But I'd keep Crammer in the side personally for me.
He was good last week, though, wasn't he? He's
He
a
was.
fantastic player.
There was a real problem there, thinking, is he going to bring Leonard in, or is he going to change shape? He maybe changes shape tomorrow, goes Hail Mary for it. It puts in 3 centre-halves tomorrow and puts in 2 wing-backs. I don't know if Joe Bryan's back at all. I don't think he will be. I've not seen anything. But again, if anyone can correct me in the chat before I get to left-back, that'd be great. My 2 centre-half. I'm waiting for Danny Mill to pipe in and go, yeah, Joe Bryan's back, because Danny Mill's not on the pulse of this sort of stuff. I'll have Tanganga and Cooper continue at centre-half personally, and obviously Leonard missing out at right-back, like I mentioned. How do you think of my team so far, Mickey?
It's not doing too bad. Too bad. Yeah, go on.
Wait till I get further forward, because I'm sure there'll be some eyes raised. Left back, I'm going to assume it's going to be Sack Sturge, who, again, I thought done quite well last week. Obviously, Bryan, I'm not sure, like I said, if he's back yet. If he was available, I'd obviously bring Joe Bryan back into the sides. Midfield 2, I don't see any problem with keeping with George Saville and Casper Denor. Obviously, Mitchell's been missing last couple of games. But I think Saville's come in and brought that experience and calmness to the sides. And I think we'll need that tomorrow, personally. We'll need to shore up that midfield, try and be defensively solid. And I think Saville and Denor seem to be the right balance for that sort of game. Off the left, Femi Aziz. Off the right, who's been playing right side recently? It's been Kundal, hasn't it? I'd bring in George Honeyman tomorrow. And I've got no doubt in my head about that whatsoever. I think there's a game for George Honeyman tomorrow, personally. I think he's going to offer that defensiveness that we need in the right back position. There's going to be a lot of dog work to be done. Honeyman's got to play for me off the right. And then up top, be Coburn and the Serb. It's got to just continue. I think one change there from last week's side is obviously Honeyman coming in for Kundal. I just think you don't want to be carrying Kundal in this sort of game tomorrow, personally. And I noticed the comment from the commentary fan cheering on Burnley. Surprise, surprise. I think for me, that makes sense, but obviously the gods, so hopefully we do better right in the comment, Mickey.
To be fair, mate, I think that Burnley, we would just beat them now just for that one comment. And then I will text him. I don't know who sent that, whether or not it's Glenn or not, but whoever it is who sent it, then I will just personally text them and just as many laughing emojis as what WhatsApp lets me. So yeah, he says, in all seriousness, if you win, you deserve a playoff place under your run of form. Yeah, and unfortunately, as you've got Edwards, you don't.
I think a lot of people agree with me on the Robert shout anyway. Yeah, Run of Roberts held back to give fully fit for this game. Play Evans, stay with the hot hands. No, what was that comment saying, Mickey? Bring it back up, please. Play Evans, stay with the hot hands. Do not get the love in with Roberts. He only had a couple of good games, then screwed up at Palace. That's a bit harsh, Daniel King, personally, for me. Very harsh. Played great at Pompey away twice. Played in the cup there, was very good as well. I think he's very level-headed, Roberts, aside from that one mistake against Palace. It's hard for me to say level-headed when he then comes out and fly kicks an opposition player. Of course he is. But I think for me, Roberts is a very, very, very solid goalkeeper to bring in for this sort of game, personally, if he's fit.
I agree with you. I do agree with you, but I don't think he'll be back.
No?
No, I just don't. I don't think he'll be back. So, yeah. I don't think he'll be back. Personally, okay. I think they'll just keep the youngster in there just to help build his confidence. I think the fact that
to build his confidence, mate, his confidence is really sky high after last Saturday.
Well, listen to what I'm saying to you.
All right, mate. Go on then. You do you.
Can you imagine, right, with the amount of shit and how delicate Roberts is, that he comes in tomorrow and there's a mistake and it's a silly goal, and the level of abuse that certain people within our own fan base would be levelling towards him. The club probably won't do it. Yeah.
No chance, mate.
If there was an easy goal where he should have saved and didn't, you know damn well that there is a part of our fan base what would absolutely fucking ruin
same part of the fan base would do that to Evans too, though. So what? Let's not get funny about this. There's people out there that will comment online.
I'm not being funny. Listen to what I said. Because of his current state of mind, will the club put that in? That's what I'm saying to you.
I think they'd be silly not to be honest. If he's fit to play, it's an opportunity to play him. And who knows where his mental state is at? The club's obviously touched on it a couple of times in the media and stuff, but clearly he's a goalie that's probably looking to get back in and play. And he could also be needed for 3 massive games for the rest of the season, mate. After tomorrow. You got to throw him in tomorrow and hopefully, he catches fire, mate, and does the business. And if we nick a result tomorrow, I shit you not, the goalkeeper will be our man of the match. No matter what the result is tomorrow, if we win the game, our goalie is man of the match. I can assure you of that going into this game tomorrow. It's gonna be a Hail Mary of assault on our goal. But if we can,
and if we lose,
well then shit happens, isn't it?
He'll be the fucking Antichrist. Omar will be doing a pitch run and doing a tackle on the fucking 18-yard box, wouldn't he?
Get some more comments up, Mickey. Come on, what are you doing? You're kind of not.
Can you not? I'm just I'm finishing something what I wanted up. So yeah.
Okay, right. I'll do that then. How about that then? I'll do the comments whilst you do what you're doing. So I know you
do
that.
40-kilo German Shepherd.
Oh, he's giving away his dog's identity as well. Ball 3, die 3. If he's fit, Roberts. But I've got faith in Evans too. I've got faith in Evans too, but I just think tomorrow's a different kind of question for a goalie going into that sort of ground tomorrow, especially with the form Burnley's in personally. Daily Mill says Honeyman too, I guess in relation to me saying to play him. Lenny or Crammer. I've already said I'd go for Crammer personally. Let's hope Honeyman doesn't have a sticky game tomorrow. Well, I'll have to see, wasn't he? Connors asked the question, has Roberts conceded a goal yet? Now, if I think back to it, he saved a penalty at Ellen Road, kept a clean sheet at Portsmouth, kept a clean sheet for a couple of minutes at Luton away, didn't concede a goal in the League Cup at home or away. I think, yeah.
Or in the FA Cup.
That's what I mean. I don't think Roberts has conceded a goal yet for us. He might have done, maybe one game, but I can't think of it. Junior Flyers TV says he's awkward to watch and awkward to play against Coburn. No other striker in the league is awkward as Coburn. I agree, which is what makes me oddly like certain elements of his game, for sure. And again, I would take the risk on him and sign him, like I've said countless times in the shows recently. Roberts only conceded 1 goal against Orient, but look at the defence in front of him that night. Very true. Daily Mill. First 15 minutes critical tomorrow. We go hammer and tongs, and they will try to hit us in the break. Yeah, I think we've got to try and make the game as short as possible in length, personally. And by that, I mean, the longer we go about conceding, then the hope starts to creep in. That's how I feel about it again, but we'll see. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. You only lose if you stay down, says Daily Mill there. Peter Sullivan, should be an agreement. Evans plays first 60 minutes and Fetch Roberts if we win. That was a bit bizarre one, to be honest. I don't see that happening personally, Peter Sullivan, but strange things have happened, I suppose. Not Roberts' fault, for fuck's sake. Accident. Look at Eric Hansen coming through in the crowd. Love what Evans, but Roberts game winner for sure. Roberts was in the League One playoffs with Barnsley last season. Exactly. This is my point. Roberts has played 300 odd games as a professional goalkeeper. Evans has played a handful, especially in an environment like this tomorrow. It's a no-brainer for me that you have Robertson between the net and pretend sticks. But is he even fit? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's my team. Do you want to make it one more time, Mickey? So you got it?
You can do whatever you want, mate. Go on, give us your team.
Robertson goal. I'm at right back. Tanganga and Cooper. Sack-Sturge left back. Saville and Denor midfield 2. Honeyman off the right. Aziz off the left. And the Serb and Coburn up front. The Serb being Mihailo Ivanovic. There's my team, Mickey. What have you been preparing for us, mate? Are you ready?
No, it's not there yet. It'll be at the end, mate. Okay? That's
okay.
Where it goes, mate. So don't fucking start and don't fucking give it. You fucking...
All right, mate.
Anyway, in case you've not seen it, on our YouTube channel, there is the club invited us, Nick from Acton Millwall and Chat with Chaps, Joe, to interview players. Second one we've done. This time it was with Casper. And if you've not seen it yet, check it out. It's available as a podcast. It's available as a YouTube video. It's a good watch. It's about 29 minutes, thereabouts, 28 minutes, 29 minutes. But he's quite open. He's quite free speaking. He tells us what he thinks it means to be a Millwall player. He's not tried pie and mash. That was the only negative bit about it, to a level where he said, "I don't try it, and I don't know if it looks that nice." Yes, I asked about. No, I just said, who does he bunk with? Because normally they used to sit there and obviously share. So yeah, fucking.
What was his answer, Ricky?
Oh, we don't share no more. We have our own rooms. So obviously, Millwall budget's gone up now, and it also saves them a lawsuit. 15 years down the line, doesn't it?
What do you mean, Mickey? Move on. But what did you think of Turf Moor when you spoke to him, mate? Give me your impressions. What did you think of him?
I've done Cooper now and Turf Moor. And they were both really good. Cooper was really good. I like Turf Moor. I'd like to do a longer interview with Turf Moor. I just think that he's very honest, and it was like when there was a question said to him where it was, tell us about how you feel, what's it like playing with Tango? And he just said, playing with Tango, it's protection. I know he's there. It gives me the ability to just worry about going forward. I don't need to worry about behind me. If they get past me, I don't need to worry because Tango's there. And it's pretty much what he said, the same thing about Saville. He said, I don't need to worry about it. If Tango's behind me, Saville's to the left of me, it doesn't matter. I can then just go forward because I instinctively know where they are and there's no risk.
That's what we get with know-how, I suppose, and the experienced players have got around him, right? There is value in experience. Listen, I know the argument gets put all the time about the squad being a certain age. It's slowly coming down. We've got a sprinkle of youth talent in there too. But you sometimes, especially in the run-in towards the end of the season, you can't underestimate or, underplay what experience brings to the side. And the likes of George Saville in there, obviously Cooper has been around the block a fair few times. You can't underplay the experience, can you, Ricky, mate, for sure?
No, but I mean, you look at the players there now. You've got Tango, which obviously out of the world. And when Tango was out of the team the other day, Cranmer was in. We didn't really notice the missing player. You've got Cooper, which just performing.
We missed Ganger at Blackburn away, mate. But yeah, I'll take your point. But yeah, go on.
You've got, Cooper playing out of his skin. Denor's playing better. You're looking at Saville, he's playing better. He played better when you need him. He's there. And the stats the other week on Saville shocked me. And you just look at it, you just go like, I don't know, we've got some really good players and probably some of the best players we've ever had at the club. And some of those might not be here next season.
Maybe not. So that's also something we'll get used to as a club, isn't it? With the whole model of moving players on and bringing players in for more value. And that's something as fans we're going to have to adjust to as well, because I'm sure this summer's going to be no different, Especially if the Serb scores a hat-trick tomorrow, hypothetically, which would be great.
Or Langstaff.
Or Langstaff. These players are just playing themselves into the shop window, aren't they? It's a fact. The Serb's on 12 goals this season now, isn't he? And
is he? So you think Premiership clubs will be looking at him?
I think if he finished the season, say, with 13 goals, 14 goals, they will be looking at him for sure. Whether or not they think he's good enough is another thing. It's a weird one. He's still got a lot of time to develop and grow as a player. He's not there yet for me, but he still scored 12 goals this season, so I'm not going to progress that.
So, I mean, because of the position where he plays, I think potentially you'd ask more than what we got for Esse. So, you're looking realistically that
15 to
20 million. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you would be.
And I reckon another season, you're probably, if he carries on, if next season he does more than what he's done, I'm not going to put a number on it and fucking jinx him. If he does more than what he did this season, then I think you're probably looking 30, 40.
Well, the sky's the limit for him in the position he's in. He's guaranteed to play games. He's been backed by the club, backed by the manager, or the head coach, should I say. He's been backed by the club untold times, isn't he, of late? And he's returning the favours right now, that's for sure.
100%. I mean, he is one of those players, though, that you look at him and you go, he can score goals, he's good. But sometimes when you look at him, you go, what the fuck are you doing?
I think the game passes it by sometimes, if I'm honest. But that's him adjusting to playing in a different country and different kind of style of game. And there is times where you watch him play and he runs around a bit like a headless chicken. But then equally so, when we got the ball, we put the ball in the net. He's always there at the right time. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he's got the finisher's instinct for sure. But he's 19, 20 years old.
No, that's
this season we're doing the world of goods. He'll get a pre-season to go away, build himself up ready for next season, and he will be a million times better player for sure.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? So, yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Right, I'm going to put on a little video, and I want all your predictions for tomorrow. It's about 27 seconds long. So, yeah, just do it. But this is the time to put your prediction videos in. Go. I've got no fucking sound.
Your life is your story. No one else gets to write it. No one else gets to define it. Every choice you make, every risk you take, every dream you chase, it's yours. People will doubt you, judge you, misunderstand you, but it doesn't matter. This is your journey, your fight, your legacy. Own it.
See, true. It is their legacy. It's up to them. Can you imagine what it would be like for the Serb, or what would it be like the fact that Fleming fucks off to Burnley on loan this season, with obviously now he's been brought, and all of a sudden we're in the Prem and we bash them next season and they go down. I don't want to stay up for 2 seasons, but yeah, but it'd be unbelievable. But listen, it's out of our hands, it says, and all. My message to the players would be, just enjoy it. Go out there, give your all, and go for it. But win, lose, or draw tomorrow, you've done fucking unbelievably well this season. And I don't think there's any fan what isn't proud of everything you've done on that pitch this season. Unbelievable, to be fair. Agree or disagree?
No, that's it, mate. Look, we've slogged through a season of ups and downs. We've had it for the last 2 seasons. We're a club that love to punch above our weight. Tomorrow's the perfect opportunity for that. You know, we're all going up there in our numbers. 2,500 nearly Millwall fans, maybe more of the ticketing system, like Mickey says. Going to Turf Moor. Are we going to win? If the game's played 100 times, probably 85 times we'll get beaten comfortably. But there's a percentage chance tomorrow where we can go there. The figures back it up in the bookies that we're 5-1. We're a long old chance. But we thrive in these positions as a club, and I cannot wait to get up there tomorrow and support this club that I love, like we all do, and go and give our all. That's it. And as fans, we'll be right behind them players. We'll be cheering you on. We'll be fucking hoping for a result. And if you give us that result and things go away, my God, it could be absolute carnage. I don't think it will happen tomorrow in my head, but my heart says, fuck it, why not? Do you know what I mean? And that's it. And this is why we do it. This is why I support this club. And they give me that moment tomorrow, and they give us that moment tomorrow, we'll be a fucking happy bunnies for the rest of the Easter weekend, bank holiday weekend, mate. And that's what it's about. This is why we do it. And that's why we follow them up and down the country. You know, win or lose. Come rain or shine, as we say, mate. And I see all the predictions in there. Do you want to read some of them out, mate?
Doing it now. Mark Murphy has gone 1-0 Millwall. Peter Sullivan has gone, sadly, 2-1 Burnley. Daily Millwall has gone 3-1 Burnley. Andrew Roberts, 1-0 win Millwall. Chris Brown, Burnley 2-0. Kevin Millwall Brook says 1-0 to the Wall, the big Serb. Phil Inns, 1-0 Millwall. Mark Barrett, 1-0 Millwall. Kevin Millwall says Bristol City to lose 2. Steve, 2-0 Burnley. Lions Raw, 1-0 Wall. 1-0 Wall. Middlesbrough win. Okay. Lions, London Lion even. Got a horrible feeling we are going to get their asses handed to us. Ill loss. Terry Jones says, I'll have Ryan Leonard on the right. Think he would do a proper job. Kevin says Preston will stay up. Gaz Lyne says 1-0 Wall. Cooper header. I wonder what the odds are on Cooper. Spencer says 1-0 Millwall. Phil Inns, 1-0 Cooper, 89th minute. There we go. There's a bet for you. London Lion got a horrible feeling we're going to get our asses handed to us. 3-0 loss. Don't think so. Born free, die free. 3-1 Millwall. Dan the Cab says whatever happens, be there next season. Connor 1-all. B Lion 1-0 Millwall. We are the 1-0 specialists against big team. Andrew Herbert says 4-0 Wall. Terry says it's such a shame that we Burnley need to win in case Leeds slip up.
His name's not Terry as well. It's Tony.
Oh, Tony! Fucking hell, sorry, mate. It's been a long 46 weeks, 46 shows. Every Friday's been a long time. So, yeah. Good luck, everyone. Have a good summer. See you next season. Mickey Omar, great channel. Keep up. We ain't going anywhere. So don't fucking make sure you ain't going anywhere. We're going to be broadcasting every day. Hashtag pay me. No, I'm not. Christopher Ballard, 2-1 Millwall. Omar, what's your prediction?
Gonna go with the heart prediction, mate. The head prediction, like I said, doesn't think we'll do it. But look, we're gonna rock up there tomorrow, mate. I could see a world where we go 1-0 up and get some false hope and probably get beat. But I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna win 2-1 tomorrow.
So do I. This is what I said on the Burnley show.
Listen,
I
mate.
said 2-1, and I said that I went the other way. I said I think they score, we score, they score, and I think we score in the 91st, 92nd minute, and literally we were just it'll be carnage. So yeah, and listen, just make sure your phone's on, mate. If you are, as it gets up to 90 minutes, just flick your phone on to record you, and then we can just see. So when that goal goes in on 91, 92 minutes, we will see pure and absolute madness. Let's just run through a couple of these star comments before we go. Because there's a couple on there what want to do. Alex Neal is a playoff servant, playing seventh. Yep. Barnsley fans said if Millwall go up, the game is back. No more ticky-tacky bullshit, just top Premier League prima donna players getting clattered. Oh, 100% there. And Daily Millwall's come up with the first chant if we do end up getting into the Premier League, which, we're jesting. It would be nice to get there, but do we really, really believe it? Of course we fucking do. Daily Millwall said, stick your VAR up your ass. I want to go back to this one quickly because there's a couple of bits on the top on before we go briefly, and then we go. We've been on for an hour and 17, and then we fuck off. Mill Tubes is decided to hang up his show. So if you've not seen it, just type in Millwall Tube, one word, on YouTube and see, because we know how hard it is to do these shows, and I wouldn't like to think how hard it is to do what he does, because he does a vlog at the ground, videoing bits and pieces and providing content, his chat through the game, win, lose or draw, and he's done it for 10 years, and you watch him grow up on the show. He seems a good lad. And I meant what I said to him in the comment the other day when I left him a comment on his last video when he said that he weren't going to do it anymore. There's an open invitation. Anytime you want to come on, have your opinion, have a chat with the lads and whatnot, mate, and talk Millwall, more than welcome, mate. Anytime you want to do it, mate. No dramas whatsoever there. And if you do something else in the future, best of luck to it. But I think we both get, don't we, Omar, that it's not easy doing it. And it's also, when you're doing what you're doing, I think you lose the enjoyment of the game. You're not watching the game. You're watching the game through a little tiny screen rather than actually watching it, experience it, and taking it all in. So, listen, fully understand why. And it's a shame, and I think you'd be missed. But listen, it's your decision. You do what needs to be. But, yeah. More than welcome on our shows, mate. So, yeah, whenever you want, mate. So, yeah, we could do with someone who knows a bit more about football than Omar. Yeah. Oh, I meant you, mate. So, yeah.
No, but like, it's true, and it's tough. It's not easy to do this every week, and still want to do it. And I do it because I love talking about Millwall, and I do it to the cows come home, mate. But it's not easy. And that's it. That Tony Miller comment, by the way, I just want to say, he says, they've not no teams score more goals all season against them. There's a time for everything, and statistically speaking, probability. There's always a time when it's not going to run. It's not going to run its course. I don't think. Look, we'll hold on to any hope here, Tony. Realistically speaking, I'm quite honest and thinking we'll probably lose tomorrow. But listen. We'll give it a go. Do you know what I mean? That's all we can do. But look, this I love doing this. What is this now? Our 5th season doing it, Mickey. It's the best thing ever. Do you know what I mean? So it's great to see all these people come up to us at the games and stuff and say hello. I love it. And if you see me tomorrow, let's have a beer and hopefully celebrate. We'll get into the playoffs. Fuck it. Why not? Let's see how we go.
Yeah. And look, I know this is our last in the Championship before we do them for the playoffs, but
if we do the playoffs.
Yeah, if we get the playoffs. But listen, we're not stopping. We're carrying on. There'll be some match reviews and everything else. But I would just personally like to say thank you very much to everyone who's watched us this season, everyone who's watched us from when we started. I can't believe you've joined us for pretty much 46 or 40 odd games every week, 40, probably thereabouts Friday night lives. And looking at some of the numbers, well over 100,000 viewing hours people have watched now, well over 2 million people have watched us. And it's just two geezers, mate, who like Millwall, love Millwall, to be fair, probably more than life itself to a degree, in different ways. And we'd do anything for him. And this just started that we were bored. We've not been able to chat down the pub. And if you've been with us that long, you remember that Friday Night Live used to be what you're drinking and different bits and stuff like that. And you stay with us, enjoy the journey. We start again in August properly with the shows, and I think that there'll be a few surprises for you, which I think you'll enjoy. And Omar's going to be shaving his head, but no, he won't. But listen, we only do this because you tune in, week out. If you didn't do so everyone's saying thanks, mate, thanks and all that to us, great for doing it and all that. We can only do this because of you. If you didn't watch, we would just be sad doing it to each other on a Zoom call. So yeah, it is what it is. But no, thank you very much to Omar.
Thanks, Mickey. Thank you very much too, mate. And listen, you're still sad doing it now anyway, mate, to be honest, you in particular. But yeah, it's been great.
I'm 50 this year, mate. When I started, I had hair in a fucking life. Now, yeah.
You're only 49. You look much older than 49, mate. The hairline says that anyway. Do you know what I mean, mate?
Hairline? Yeah. Fucking hell. Omar and its receding hairline. So, yeah. I've not missed... Say B Lions says there, look, I've not missed many lives this year. I just want to double check. Lions Raw, if you're still on here, are you Lions Raw from Twitter as well?
Oh, there we go. Are you the Lions Raw?
No, I just wondered. That's not one who posted the fucking bits of us, mate. The little fucking packets. The little fucking miniature cartoon things. So, yeah.
You know this, mate.
When all that trend was going with putting people in like the little action men. Yeah, he's the one who done that. I think it's the same fella. Yes, mate. You see, that fella there was one of the first Millwall fans who followed me on Twitter under my personal account, not the fan on the board account, my actual personal account. Yeah. Just for the bingo. He followed me. Him and his missus followed me. Fucking hell, years ago, probably when, years ago, and that was on my personal. He's probably one of a very, very few people who actually know my personal account. So, he's been following me for fucking years. So, yeah.
We're not here for sentiments anyway, mate. But I'm done with this. Let's get up to Burnley tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, though. And appreciate.
It's going to be two outros. There's going to be the one what Dickhead wants, and then our normal one because we need it. So yeah, here we go.
Thanks, everyone.
Language you don't usually hear on television. Millwall in London's Dockland.
No one likes it when we don't care. We're that Millwall. Millwall podcast. Loud every Friday night right here. Legends like Jimmy Abdul take a share of the kitchen or two. Super Neil Harris a fucking legend too. Through the good times and this life, we support the Lions all our life. This ain't no place for fancy feet. This is fucking Millwall through and through. Located on our very own John Ferguson way. Let them all come, let them have their say. Millwall till we die. With that Millwall podcast.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall and we're going today. Here we go.